Good evening. What's going on? It's your man T Drape back for another episode of Carry On Tradition podcast. As always, got my man Coach T riding alongside. Coach T, what's going on over there, man?
Hey, we all good, baby. We all good. Back in school, man. You know, had a wonderful weekend. Was up in Detroit for the Detroit Classic, man.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, man. Tell us a little bit about that game real quick.
Kentucky State versus Central State. It was a good game, man. Really good game. Central State led at halftime, 16-10, and then we exploded with 24 unanswered, and ended up winning 34-24. Kentucky State Thoroughbreds with the victory, man. I had a great time.
That's what's up. I like how you emphasized we exploded.
Yeah. Hey, man.
That's what's up.
They had two big long runs straight up the gut, and they went for two twice.
Man.
Johnny went for two and got it with ease. So
that's what's up, man.
We needed that explosion.
No doubt. I'm glad y'all took care of business, man. Just like we gonna take care of business on this episode. So right now, man, the main thing that we want to get to is we have a game this week, man. We got the Eagles. So if you can't get excited about that, I don't know what you can get excited about. Coach, you know, it's been a couple of days since we've been on. Kind of stayed kind of clear of, you know, the whole thing with Michael Parsons in the trade. But I just wanted to touch on it just for a quick second, you know, just be obligated, I feel, to just give them our take and how we feel on it. For me, it was tough, like, you know, hearing the news, you know, and just swallowing it. You know, I'm glad I didn't get on. I was a little emotional about it. But as the days went on and I kind of looked at it and evaluated it, I got better. I like Kenny Clark coming into this team. It is what it is. You know, ain't no turning back from what Jerry did. The decision is in. But yeah, I do like what this guy brings to the defense. And now I just think it's up to one of our young guys, one of these defensive ends that we have to step up. It's next man up philosophy.
Yeah, and that's a deep position for us. We knew that, especially drafting with Donovan Easy with the second round pick. So that was a deep position for us, man. And like you said, I'm glad we didn't come on earlier because I was not happy. I mean, if that's what we wanted to do, then it could have been done a while ago. We might have gotten more for Micah. You know, not saying we didn't get a lot. Two first and Kenny Clark. That's a pretty good haul. You know, but we talking about the number one, the top paid non-quarterback in the league. So we talking about a guy who Green Bay thinks highly of to dang near $50 million a year. So
yeah,
but like you said, as the time went on, I'm more at ease because we'll see what Kenny Clark, you know, what he actually gives us, man. But you know, from looking at things, say from last year when he was dealing with an injury all year, he's a pretty good run stuffer as well as he can get up after the quarterback and push that pocket, man. So which is what we need.
Absolutely. Shifting right into that, you know, right into the trade piece that we do have. I think about now the situation as far as having Osa on one side and then Kenny Clark on another side. That's very positive, man. That is very positive to me. That is a complete upgrade for what you have there in your front box. Not only can Clark run stop, he's a force and he can get after the quarterback. So that can help us as well. I know he's not going to be able to do anything as far as the rushing presence that Micah left, but you do have a guy now who can give you pressure up the middle. You also have, you know, like we said, the defensive end position, which is our biggest position. So our deepest position, I should say. So I like it. You know, the pieces that we have, the two trade pieces, we'll see how, no one knows how that's going to turn out. You know, we won't know the story on that until we actually make those trades. So, yeah, man, as far as, you know, what we got, as far as what we're working with Clark, you know, I'm excited to see what this young fella can do out there on the field. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, man, before we get into the Eagles, man, which is our main thing for this week, I wanted to give a shout out to Deron Bland. Deron Bland, who got his extension, which is going to be 4 years and $92 million. Very happy for him. This is one of the guys that I was hoping that we would be able to secure for a long stay. I mean, the guy's been tremendous. He battled injuries last year. I think that hurt a little bit of his performance, but I think he's a really good guy, man. He seems like a good character guy, and I'm happy that for him and his family to receive that money and to get it out the way and not have to worry about it.
Absolutely, man. Who knows why Jerry does what he does? He signed Ferguson, you know, during in the summer when it wasn't expected, and now we're signing Bland. We knew something had to be coming with somebody, whether Bland, Tyler Smith, Aubrey, or possibly Sam Williams. But we got Bland out the way, and it was good, man. You can't have enough really good corners, man. And he's a solid physical corner. He can play inside, outside, very versatile. And snap. Year before last, what do you have? Six pick sixes? What do you have? 5, 6 pick sixes?
Set that record.
I mean,
set that record.
Yeah. You have to be rewarded for that. And other than the pick six, he has been solid against the receivers. You know, he does not give up too much.
Yes.
And so I'm pleased with it. I'm really happy we got him sold up. Now I'm ready for the other dominoes to fall, hopefully soon.
Yeah, that's something we'll get into. Do you see him playing more the nickel position now with this current situation, or you think he'll still stay on the outside? I was kind of thinking that we might see him more of in the nickel presence, or maybe you're just flexible, you know, from game to game, depending on the lineup. You know, he's kind of your guy. You're moving from position to position as far as needed.
Absolutely, and you know, I think what it's going to come down to is whether who am I thinking? Reddy would be our next nickel corner. Whether how he matches up with Elam. Who is Elam better on the outside, or is Reddy better on the inside? If Reddy's better on the inside, Duran's going to play outside. If Elam is better on the outside than Reddy is on the inside, then I think Bland will play a lot more nickel.
I got you. So, you know what I'm hoping, Coach? I'm hoping that we don't have to see Reddy at all, man. I'm hoping that, you know, from everything that I'm hearing with Trayvon Diggs getting back into practice, full practice, you know, I know he's going to be on the lower pitch count if he even plays at all. But, hey, man, if we could go with Bland, you know, being out there on the other corner with Diggs, you know, and then to me, you can move them around to see who would play that inside. But that's what I'm hoping for. So with that, man, let's go ahead and segment right on into what we're here for, and that's to talk about this first game, the Cowboys versus the Eagles, man, a division rival, first game of the season of the NFL. I don't know what you could ask for better, man. And you want to judge, you know, a measurement stick of where you're at as far as a team and how much work you got to put on from here on out. Why not get it out the way in week one? That's how I'm looking at it. You know, I'm going into this game all eyes open. I'm optimistic. And I'm charged up, man. I'm excited to see what this Cowboys football team that I've been following, you know, since the end of last year is ready to do, Coach.
You know, I'm with you, man. It's time to play some football. Might as well play against the defending champs and during ring ceremony, and you know, we possibly clip them. I mean, nobody has any film on Schotty with the offense. Yeah, you can go back to his days in Seattle. Yeah, we might do some of the same things, but I'm hearing, you know, we're going to do a lot of things differently than what he did in Seattle. And so, I mean, Everfluss, we're brand new everywhere.
That's a good point.
So, yeah, you can scout what you've seen, you know, tendencies from the past with these coaches, but we won't know. So, and Philly doesn't know.
Good point.
So we have a little advantage on that part, man. And so I'm with you, man. I'm excited because I'm excited to see this offense, man. I want to see GP go deep early. Just see what we got.
Yeah. I like it, man. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
Yeah, so we man, I'm just like you, but
talk that talk, baby.
You know, we'll get into some more of the details. I don't want to jump the gun.
No, we're doing great, man. We're doing great on time and everything. We're moving on along. Let's take a look at talk about the injury report. That's always important when you go into a big time matchup. On the Cowboys side, Coach, we got Trayvon Diggs, of course, listed. You know, up in there. I think it's gonna be a game time decision with that knee. Tyler Guyton, same thing with this guy. You know, hearing great things about him in practice this week. Looks like he could be a game time decision. Brevin Spanford moving in the right direction from that tight end position. Ankle is looking like he may have a chance. He's been over to the side working, I heard, with the trainers and the bands and stuff, and trying to get some work to get fully activated. So on the other side, looking at the Eagles, you got anything over there as far as their injuries, Coach, you want to go over? I can shoot off what I got here. Okay, sure. I didn't know if you want to we'll go carry them, but I'll carry it on. So we had Landon Dickerson, left guard, which is big. He's got a back issue. We don't know about it. They're listing him as very questionable or doubtful. And we have Tanner McKee. That's a backup quarterback. Shouldn't have to matter much if he plays or not, unless Jalen goes down. But Andrew Makuba, safety, he's got a hamstring issue that he's been dealing with for a few weeks. And, they're not sure if he's going to go. Josh Uche, defensive end, he's dealing with a groin. Then the big one is Jalen Carter, who's been having a shoulder injury, but I'm hearing that the big fella's going to go. But that is something that he's dealing with. And anytime you have any injuries, nicks or nags, you never know how that affects him or how his playing time will be. But you got quite a bit of injuries there. Looks like they have a little bit more injuries than we do. Looks like we're on the men. Looks like our players are getting healthy right at the right time. Mm-hmm. Any of those stick out at you, Coach?
Yeah. Now, one thing I did hear, heard Sal Powell mention that Landon Dickerson was a full participant in practice today.
Okay.
So they're expecting him to be full go.
Okay.
Day after tomorrow, Thursday. So but nothing really. Like I said, the big thing was Landon Dickerson, and he just had surgery 2 weeks ago, and so he's back. Who knows what percent he is, though.
Hey, we tested.
Absolutely.
We got to test that right there. That's a short window coming back, man. Revving up and stuff like that. So like I said, both teams is trying to get healthy for this game, but it seems like they have a little bit more question as far as theirs. Our biggest one is going to be, I'm very interested to see if Trayvon Diggs is going to be able to go out there and give us something, man. I think that would be huge. And when I say give us something, Cowboy Nation, I'm talking about being able to play, not out there, 75%, 80%. I want him to be fully healthy to rather go out there and risk another entry. So that's a big thing. Let's shift this thing and start talking about this game, man. Let's start talking about this game. I thought we would start out on the offensive side of the ball, Coach. I want to start out with that Eagles offense. I want to take a look at the Cowboys defense, how we match up with them. What do you think that we need to do to be able to maintain them? I'll kind of give it a first swing at that. The first thing that I'm thinking about as far as with these Eagles, you have to be able to play physical. This is a physical football team. This is what they do. They want to be physical, especially up front with that offensive line. They want to beat on you. They want to move you around. They want to be able to manipulate the game from up front. So the thing is, up front, we've got to be very physical. We've got to meet their physicality. I think that's going to be a big thing. As far as them, we have to be able to contain Jalen Hurts. You got to be able to contain him. You got to be able to keep him within that box. You can't let him break you as far as with his feet getting outside of our containment. That'll be a killer. Along with those two things, physicality, you got on top of that, you got to be able to stop Saquon Barkley. You got to be able to stop Saquon Barkley. You got to be able to stop him at the attack. Our linebackers are going to have to be able to flow. And then the other thing on the passing thing is, I think we've got to eliminate the big play. We can't be able to let those guys hit those big plays down the field, be able to score on long. Anything that they're going to be able to manifest on the football field, we got to make sure that they do it in chunks. Coach, give me your impression on what you think, man. We've saw these guys, a couple of times last year. They beat up on us pretty bad.
I think he covered it pretty well with everything, man. That's pretty much it. Basically stopping the run, and another thing is with the play action, man. We're more of a zone team. At least that's what Everfluss does, and those linebackers got to get deep at some point. So we have to be able to handle the play action, and that goes with stopping the run. So if they're running at will on us, then we're gonna get torched across the middle with we got I think Gesicki, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and Goddard. Yeah, Goddard. Dallas Goedert, and Devontae Smith running across the middle. So it all stems with stopping the run, man, and that's that's what Jerry said. That's why a big reason we got Big Kenny Clark. He's about to show his worth early.
Yeah, it's putting a lot of pressure on the big fella right off the bat, ain't it, Coach?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he here for, though.
That's
what he here for. That's why he is a Pro Bowler. That's why he is a Pro Bowler. Yeah, Coach. Just piggybacking, too, off what you was just saying. Like, one of the big things too with this offense, when you take a look at it, it's got the RPO mixed into it too. So that's very dangerous. When you're dealing with that type of talent of Jalen and Barkley, and then what they can do on the outside. But the biggest thing is we got to be disciplined, and this is why I'm feeling a little bit more better, Cowboy Nation, about the Eberflus defense. I'll tell you why. Reason why I feel a little bit more confident with him as the defensive coordinator is that, before the defensive coordinators, both were very aggressive on like how they like to play. When you had the blitzes, then you had Dan Quinn, who liked to play really aggressive, take a lot of risks. That's not Eberflus. Eberflus wants to sit back and he wants to keep everything in front of you. He wants to make you make mistakes. So I think being a little bit more sound, being a little bit more gap sound as far as our principles up front and those defensive ends holding up as bookends, I think will be key. So I feel a little bit more confident, Coach, what Eberflus is going to bring as far as his mentality. I also like that cover 2 base that we play a lot of against these guys here too. So feeling good about Eberflus and just what I know about him and his previous days, and even when he was with us as a linebacker coach. So the big thing too is how do we generate pressure, Coach, on the defensive side of the ball? Big thing we know obviously we don't have number 11 out there anymore. You got some really good players. I was looking, as far as Lance Johnson and Jordan Mailata, both them guys. You talking about your tackles. Man, very good sound tackles, man. They don't give up a lot, man. We talking about maybe two of the best in the business. So we've got to be able to find some way to generate pressure. I know one thing in the press conference that Jerry had mentioned was that maybe there's a way we can scheme up, blitzes. You're talking about doing something that maybe Eberflus is not as comfortable with because that's not his thing. He's not a big blitzing coach, but I did see in some of those scrimmages. Not scrimmages, but preseason games. He did drum it up a little bit. He was calling up some blitzes, some nice blitzes, and disguising it. So I think he will have to be able to be flexible as far as what he's able to call, because we can't just let Jalen sit back there, and pick us apart. That's when you get long times to complete those crossing routes and things of that nature. We got to figure out a way, man, to be able to get back there to that quarterback.
Yeah, but I think it's all going to stem from running the ball. We'll see. I don't know the game plan, but I would think they're going to come out, like you said, they're a physical team. They're going to want to pound it. So if we can get them into 2nd and long, 3rd and long, I think that'll be more to our advantage. Where we might be able to throw some packages where we might have 4 defensive ends in there. Like you said, Eberflus doesn't like to blitz as much. So he's trying to get pressure off from those 4. So, so it's going to be really important for us to win first down out there.
That's a great one, Coach.
Try to get them in.
That's a great point there, baby. Great point.
Situation.
I love what you just said, because that is going to be key, man. Can you get them in 2nd and 3rd long situations? That allows you to manipulate and get your different units out there, be more specialists to be able to get after that.
Right.
That's a great call, man. Absolutely. That's a great call. That is a great call. Let's flip it over, man. Let's go ahead and flip it over on the other side. And let's talk about this O. Let's talk about this O. This O which is got me excited this year. I mean, no, we don't have a big name running back. That maybe us as growing up as Cowboys fans have been known for us to have. But I like what we have back there. Have back there. I think a healthy Williams can run the ball. And then, of course, Blue. I'm just excited about what that young man can do and given an opportunity. Coach, I'll let you go ahead and start this one off on our offense and what you're seeing, and then I'll follow you up if that's all right.
Yeah, well, it's going to come down to can we run the ball? up the middle, they're one of the best, man. They got I'm talking about Jalen Carter, all pro Jalen Carter, and then you also have Jordan Davis out the on the inside. No, they're both over 3'10", 315. They're both big boys. And then you got all pro Zach Bond, who is one of the top middle linebackers in the league. So it's going to be tough sledding, and we're going to have to run the ball. We don't want to be one-dimensional against that team because they also have a pair of good corners. And Quinyon Mitchell and the other guy I'm drawing a blank on right now, Cooper Dijon. My bad. So, it's going to be tough sledding. So we have to be able to run the ball and not be predictable like we have been, running on first down, running on second, or play action. So, let's pass on first down. Let's do something different. But we have to be able to establish the line of scrimmage, and that's scary because we don't know about Tyler Booker. He's going to be challenged in a major way. So that's what I'm excited to see. Can we run the ball? Can we get some push anytime?
Yeah, that's going to be the key, Coach. I'm like you. I also think we've got to be able to run the ball, but I'm not so sure that we can. I'm not sure in this first game, in this first outing, we got Tyler Booker going up against those two monsters that you just mentioned. I mean, I think he will do a good job, but that's tough to ask anybody coming in, especially your first game in the NFL. But I want to see how Guyton holds up. Like you said, that's going to be key. How is he able to perform out there? If we can get some cohesivity and some things, I think we can run the ball, especially anytime you get behind 73. You've got an opportunity to run that ball. One thing I'll say about Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, is this guy here is another guy who likes to play that solid base defense. He's not going to blitz us. He is going to get it done with the front four. He doesn't like to blitz at all. He likes to keep his secondary and linebackers in a position to make plays. And that's one of the great things about this Philadelphia Eagles team and why they've been Super Bowl champions, because they have been able to get it done with the front four. So us being able to take care of blocking this front unit, that's why also, you think about a guy playing Jaden Blue, a lot of reps in this game. One thing that's going to come to your mind is, how can this young fella, block? Can he protect? That's one of the biggest things a young running back is going to be faced with. And I think with a team like this who doesn't bring a lot of blitz schemes and stuff like this, like that, is going to give Jaden Blue a more of an opportunity to actually be out there, because he'll be more spot blocking and helping. But the biggest thing with them is that you've got to be able to just control that front. If you can control the front, I definitely believe that we can have success working on these corners. The secondary that the Eagles have. They've had some changeover there. I know they have some good players out there, but I trust in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and whoever that third receiver. I want to see a lot of Turpin. I think that those guys, if we can give Dak time, we'll be able to move that ball. I just think in this game, this first game, the offense is going to have to carry us. We're going to have to get out, hopefully, and get a lead early to help us out on the defensive side of the ball. But it's a tough defense, man. It's going to be a basic cover two. They like to play with the safeties. They'll start out with the cover two, then they'll at the snap they'll roll the three. They'll do cover four. They also like to play a match defense, is where they're playing like a zone type defense, but the corners still match up with the receiver that's in their area. So you're going to see a lot of variations, but I still believe if we can go out and we can start moving the ball and getting that pass rhythm early, then that's going to set up and we'll start popping them with them runs. And I think we'll have them off balance. That'll be the key to Cowboys offense being able to get some things done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it comes down to the motion and to give Dak a good sight on what they're going to run, but we don't know what Schotty's going to do. We haven't seen anything, man, anything.
Yeah, Coach, that's the beauty of it.
These preseason games have been super vanilla, so
yeah,
I'm excited to see what he has schemed up. In this game, man.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. We're talking about. I was taking a look at the weather report for the game, man. It looked like it's going to be partly cloudy, 81 degrees. Philly, we know how that temperature is going to be dropping by the time game time comes, so you can look for it to be probably in those mid to low 70s. But there's a chance of precipitation too. I'm not sure how much that's going to affect us, but I think it's going to be a good night to kick off a football game. And just thinking about it too, man, it's a big game. You're coming off of everything that has just happened. With the trade, it's very good. A good storyline, and then to top that all off, man. This will be Schotty's first time, man, and 30 years of coaching, man, that he will run out. And not only run out, but he will run out as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. That's big. I'm hoping him success in his journey, man, for all our sakes. But it's a big one for him, man. It's a big one. I expect him to be very emotional down there in Philadelphia. For all our sakes, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's we got cats on the fence. We got cats on the clear. With this Micah thing. Yeah. So we really need something good to happen.
What you know about Mario Jomo? Mario Jomo and Nolan Smith at defensive ends.
I know Nolan Smith is
a boy from out of Georgia. He's definitely a player. Not a real big guy, but he can get there.
Nah, he's come on.
Mm-hmm.
He's come on. Yeah. Mario Jomo. He's solid.
Yeah.
He is solid.
I'm thinking about, man. I'm thinking about the situation at left tackle is what's popping in my head. I'm thinking about Guyton and I'm thinking about Nathan Thomas. Where do you go at, Coach, as far as, making the decision and that balance as far as, if you think Guyton is ready, do you go ahead and roll him right in there? Thomas has been getting the majority of the work.
Thomas has been getting the majority of the work in the preseason, but like I said, he was a full participant yesterday, and it's not, if you can practice and they're gonna give you the green light.
Yeah.
You let's go.
Right.
We got 10 days after this game, so hopefully, if it's something that he can, worsen, the injury could worsen. Nah. Yeah. But if it's a matter of he's good, if it's some pain, you just got to get through it. Hey man, let's play, man.
Absolutely.
Let's play. Let's see.
I haven't heard a lot of, this preseason about Steele, which I think is a good thing. It's been very quiet. I've heard that he's had, a very good camp. So yeah, man, him and Guyton, and I would think, on a day-to-day basis, this is why I'm saying, Guyton hasn't been getting all the reps, is that you get a lot of work, man, going against, Dante Fowler, Easy. We've got some guys, man. Williams, a little Marshawn Nealon. You get a taste of more, power. You got some guys that are, that burst, with Easy. So, these guys have had some good reps, man. They've had some good reps that they should be able to stand on their square, man. I'm really thinking that we can handle these guys up front, man. We're gonna really be successful Thursday night.
That's the hope.
Dak usually does well Dak has performed historically well when he's came back off of an injury. So I'm hoping he can keep suit with that as well.
Right, and I hope Schotty does a better job of trying to get him going in the game than he did with Joe Milton in the first 2 preseason games. Because I'm better than that.
We'll hope that it's the final preseason Schotty calling play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
we got to give him a couple, man. He's still wet behind the ears, man. He got to be ready now, though.
Yes, sir. It's over.
He got to be ready, man.
Yeah, it's real. It's real deal now. Real bullets, baby. So figure it out.
Yes, it is. So, man, that's our opener, man. We wanted to preview this game that was coming up, Cowboys versus Eagles, Thursday night. I'm excited. I know all of you out there are excited. We'll be back with you with a few more things before game night, but just looking forward to it. As always, man, go Cowboys. Coach T, take us out, baby.
Yeah, man. Enjoy. We got 2 more days, and it's on, man. So, hey, get ready, man. Root your squad on. Root your squad on. Yeah, silence all the haters.
That's it?
Oh. One love. Be safe.
Go Cowboys. We out, baby.